What would you do if the child you raised turned against you with words sharper than a blade? For 16 years, I poured my soul into raising Ethan. I wasn't his biological mother. His real mom passed when he was 2, leaving a void I tried to fill. I married his father, David, and loved Ethan as my own. Every scraped knee, every bedtime story, every tear I wiped away, it was all for him. But last night, as we sat at the dinner table, his words shattered me. "You're not my real mom," he spat, his teenage voice dripping with venom. "Dad's girlfriend is better." I froze, fork trembling in my hand. David's eyes darted away, guilt written across his face. I smiled, though my heart splintered, and said nothing. Inside, a storm was brewing. The next morning, I woke to an empty house. Ethan was at school, David at work, or so he claimed. I knew about his girlfriend, Vanessa. She was younger, glamorous, the kind of woman who turned heads. I'd seen the texts, the late-night calls. I wasn't blind. But Ethan's betrayal cut deeper. He was my son, blood or not. I'd bandaged his wounds, cheered at his games, stayed up late helping with homework. How could he choose her? I sat at the kitchen table, staring at his old drawings pinned to the fridge, memories of a time when I was his world. My smile from last night lingered, but it wasn't surrender. It was resolve. I drove to Vanessa's apartment, my hands steady on the wheel. I didn't plan to confront her, not yet. I just needed to see her, to understand why Ethan thought she was better. Her building was sleek, modern, everything I wasn't. As I parked, a figure caught my eye. Not Vanessa, but a boy, about Ethan's age, slipping out of her door. He looked furtive, glancing around before hurrying away. My stomach twisted. Who was he? Why was he there? I followed him, keeping my distance, until he stopped at a coffee shop. I watched through the window as he met Vanessa, who handed him a thick envelope. He stuffed it into his backpack, and they parted ways. Something was wrong, very wrong. Back home, I couldn't shake the image. Vanessa wasn't just David's fling. She was involved in something bigger. I dug through Ethan's room, hating myself for it, and found a burner phone hidden under his mattress. Texts lit up the screen. "Meet V at 7. Don't tell anyone." My heart raced. Was Ethan caught in something dangerous? I thought of his anger, his distance. Maybe it wasn't about me. Maybe Vanessa had a hold on him I didn't understand. That night, I did the unthinkable. I didn't confront David or Ethan. Instead, I called the police anonymously, tipping them off about Vanessa's address and the mysterious boy. I didn't know what they'd find: drugs, money, something worse, but I couldn't let Ethan be pulled into her world. Hours later, my phone buzzed with a news alert. Local woman arrested in connection to illegal activities. Vanessa's face stared back from the screen. Relief washed over me, but it was fleeting. Ethan would hate me more now. David would, too. The next day, Ethan stormed in, eyes red. "Why did you do it?" he screamed. I didn't deny it. "I love you," I said, voice breaking. "I couldn't let her hurt you." He froze, his anger cracking. For the first time in months, he looked at Minute with hate, but with confusion, maybe even regret. David stood silent, his affair exposed, his secrets unraveling. I didn't need his apologies. I needed Ethan to understand. Weeks later, the truth came out. Vanessa had been using Ethan, manipulating him with promises of freedom, money, a better life. The boy I'd seen was her accomplice, pulling teens into her schemes. Ethan was a victim, not a traitor. We started therapy, the three of us, piecing together what was left. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. I'd lost his trust, but I'd saved him. That was enough. Sometimes, love means doing the unthinkable, not for revenge, but for redemption. Ethan's words still echo, but they don't define me. I'm not his real mom. I'm the one who fought for him when he couldn't fight for himself. And that's more than enough. Yindi.